Do you feel me? But they even shot John F. Kennedy. So you can't even have Ken in this society. Ken got popped in the head. That's the facts. While Barbie was with John F. Kennedy, his ass got shot in the head. His brain got splattered over the back of the car. Grow up. The men outnumber the women in this society. That's a fact. That's not a religious theology, religious ideology. And if you add in the people that are politically and religiously homosexual, because for some people, the homosexuality, that's their religion and real life and their politics. That's what they are. And they are part of a group. You feel me? And they struggle to stay as homosexuals. That's a religious struggle for them. So the women are definitely not going to end up with those men. And then the people with prison, and the black men getting killed, and then the other 60% that's still fucking boys that don't want to be men. They don't want to grow up. You follow? They don't want. I ain't want to deal with no woman and no family. I ain't gonna deal with that. I'm not ready for all that. I'm not ready for that. But your beard gray. Do you hear me? I'm not ready for that. I don't want to. I can't cope with that. I can't deal with that. So with the amount of responsible men that are out here that are looking to care and provide and be men and be grown up, the amount of women outnumber those men ridiculously. We're not just talking about the available men, because the available man is clubbing. Huh? They going out kicking it. The available man. We got to grow up. And we have to grow up and step up to our God-given talents and abilities. Our self-given talents and abilities to do and provide for our community. And not reject those talents and those abilities so that we could be a child for a little while longer. The responsibility of life is when you step up to it, it's not so bad. When people don't embrace it, it's worse for them because they still got to deal with it. You still got to deal with it. You say you're not grown, you don't want to grow up, but you still have the grown desires to mate with somebody. You get pregnant because you're grown. You have children because you're grown. And you still have to deal with the realities of being grown backwards. Because we don't escape them. So it's a struggle for them. But for the people that embrace it, then it becomes easier for them. And they step up to the job. And they do it better than anybody else. But the people who don't do it, them the people that have all the problems. The mortgages, the this, because they're trying to cheat. And them playing their responsibility as men is based on society. It's based on if there's a recession. I don't have a job. Well, if you stand up and be a man and grow up and be responsible for your community, you're going to provide whether there's a job or not. Because that's who you are. There's no excuse for us not to be grown up. And provide and do and take care of our communities and our families. There's no way there's nothing else to do. So if there's nothing else to do for us being grown, then there is no excuse. The white man's economy is no excuse for us not being able to do for ourselves, even if we got to cut white people up and barbecue their ass and eat. We got to make sure that our family eat as being grown people, like every animal does in nature. The lion ain't waiting on the white man's budget cuts. He gonna eat. We trying to see what Obama gonna do. We trying to see who gonna get reelected to see if we are grown or not. Come on. So we have to be grown. And when we get more grown, we go beyond our ideological beliefs and things, and we embrace the reality of what it is that we are dealing with. That becomes community. That becomes familyhood. That means we got to stand somewhere. Because you can't keep running because you run out of places to run to. The only place that's going to be left is where we're going to be able to stand. And only grown people are going to be able to take a stand. The people that don't want to grow up keep running from situations and circumstances that they could stand up to and actually embrace. We're going to have to stand up to this white man. That's the grown thing to do. It's childlike for us to keep saying it's going to work itself out. You know, things are going to get better. That's childlike. Grown people will protect their community. Grown people are not going to sit by and watch what happens. Grown people are going to determine what's going to happen. Our people sitting by listening to music, depending on what party they're going to go to, just chilling out, and they watching what the white man is going to do because they have not accepted any responsibility in our community. It's like, we're not grown. It's not our problem. We're just victims of it. But the problem is that they have not stand up and being grown to determine how it is going to go. Follow? Grown people determine how things go. Children get handouts and and are victims of what happened, given the household. You know, you follow what I'm saying, or given the society. Our people act like children. They are victims of what the white people do. And just see, is he going to do something different? Is he going to love us? What is he going to do? That's a childlike approach to what's going on in our communities. As grown people, we decide what is and what is not going to happen. This society has made us not grow up. That's why we're basketballing rappers. Because we're not growing up to become armies, become militaries. You know, we're not growing up to step into responsible positions over our society and over our community. And that's what it's time for us to do. So we got to put away all the childish attitudes, the childish mentalities, and the childish perspectives on things. And grow up in these experiences that we are having. Because if we don't grow up in the experiences that we're having, our experiences will be having us. Thus we will be victims. Bottom line. And childlike people attract other childlike people with a childlike mind. Grown people complain, but they get the work done. You know, they still do it. Adults complain, but they get it done. Childlike people just don't do it and live off that others have to do it. You follow what I'm saying? Childlike people feel like they should never have to do nothing. We should never have to do nothing. I mean, are you serious? Like, for real? I'm serious. They really believe in their mind like we should never have to do. We shouldn't have to do anything ever. That is not a grown up mentality. And they're intimidated, disturbed, and appalled when you try to give them something to be responsible for. And they think that is rebellion or resistance, but it's really they just don't want to grow up because you were born to do something. All of us were, and if we have not found that, we have not grew up. And the more we reject being called on doing something, is the more we reject growing up into what we're supposed to do. And what we're supposed to do doesn't always look like the utopian Disney shit in our minds. Some people say, well, I'm actually supposed to be a rapper. I'm not washing no dishes. I'm not doing this. I'm supposed to be a rapper or some shit. I'm supposed to be an actor. So I'm not supposed to do anything that is really needed for society. I'm not supposed to be a nurse, or I'm not supposed to do anything that a society needs. I'm supposed to be a rapper. So I'm gonna wait around till my career blow, and I get that what do you call it? That I get recognized. Wow. So they don't want to do anything viable. It's either instant fame or nothing. That's childlike. We shouldn't have to do anything. This is the mentality I have. We shouldn't have to do anything. And anybody that's trying to get us to do something is trying to be our parents. And we're going to rebel against them. Not that they might see something good in us or see some capabilities that we have and be like, damn, wow, you really can help. It's no, you're trying to be our fucking parents and we're going to be children forever. We're not going to grow up. That attitude has to change in our community. We don't want no real responsibility, but when shit go down, we'll try to help. But if we was really responsible and had grown-up attitudes, shit would never go down because we was always there. You know why shit ain't gonna go down at Obama's house? Because the Secret Service is grown up. They grown asses standing out there with their responsibility. We got our people like, well, I'm not really gonna be on black supremacy 24 hours a day because I'm really not that grown. It's not y'all, it's not the ideology. Hell, I'm just not that grown. But I'm gonna come out and help out, and I'm gonna be there. I'll be there at the right time. I'll try to help out when I can. And that's why you're gonna need to help out when you can. Because we're not vanguard. We're not there so that this shit won't happen. When shit look weak, people attack it. If it never look weak, people never attack. You follow what I'm saying? So you shouldn't wait for it to be weak and be attacked to have to be in the right militant position. If you're in the right militant position, it will never be attacked. And that's the grown-up thing to do. But you know what? It's boring. And grown-ups, children don't like to do boring things. Standing on security all day, that's boring. But your enemy is successful because he's doing boring shit all day. He's driving around in the car looking at your ass. That's boring. He's not at the club partying. He's sitting at a computer all day driving around looking at your ass. That must be boring. But you know what? It works. It's effective to maintain his shit. But if it's boring, we're not going to do it. But somehow, sitting around on our fucking ass all day isn't boring. So that's oxymoronic, ain't it?
Yeah. We want to have fun.
Doing the work that may be some data entry shit, which is what they're doing. That's all the FBI is, a data entry. It's a data entry company. Really. That's all the police department is. It's a data entry. They do more than that than anything. They don't have to fight nobody because people are surrendering. They're not wrestling with people in the middle of the street for real. That's far few and in between. So what's the main thing that they're doing? Paperwork and data entry. They're ruling the world off paperwork and data entry. Am I right? That 90% of the police job is paperwork and data entry. So